Are you looking to become a CNA? Well, this is the video for you. Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel with your girl. So today we're going to be talking about everything CNA. CNA stands for Certified Nurse Aide. If you are looking to become a CNA or wonder what it's like being a CNA and like how much they make and all of that, this is the video for you. So we're going to get into how I became a nurse aide. I went to a vocational school, BCIT, West Hampton. I went there for high school, and then while I was getting my high school degree, I had shop. So I was also, studying to become a nurse aide. So the different ways that you could become a CNA is, I'm not sure if you technically need to have your high school diploma first. Most likely you probably do. I went to a tech school, so like I was doing both of them at the same time. Actually, to be honest, y'all, I didn't have my high school diploma when I became a nurse aide, because I became a nurse aide my junior year. So like I was working as a nurse aide my senior year. And yeah, so I'm not really sure if you actually do need your high school diploma, but one way to become a nurse aide is you can do like a vocational school. Like me, if like you around my age, you want to go to like a vocational school, do high school, and then that. Don't listen to, there's a lot of rumors that say if you go to a vocational school, you can't go to college. That's a lie, because look at me. I went to a vocational school. I went to Rutgers and I graduated. So like, don't listen to that rumor, because that rumor almost had me not going. And so yeah, you can go to a vocational school. You can take classes online. Like Facility actually offer classes where like you could take the classes there, and then like you had to work for them for a certain amount of time period. And yeah, so like you won't have to pay for the classes, because like they pay and handle everything. The only thing you really have to pay for is like the test. So with becoming a CNA, you have to take 2 tests. You have the skill portion and the written portion. You take the skill portion first, and then you take the written portion. So y'all, when I first took my test, like I failed, and I knew it was gonna happen, because like pause was one of like my weakest skill, and my partner, my bestie, she was my partner, and she has such a hard pose. So like that was the skill I practiced the most, because I knew like it was my weakest skill. So when we went to the skill test, I got the skill, obviously. And like I was just so nervous. You know how when you're nervous and then you have to take somebody pause, because you have to like, because we're doing it manually. It's not a machine. I'm holding her by the wrist and I'm feeling her pose. Sometimes you could feel her pose, sometimes you can't. And then we're being nervous and stuff, like it just didn't work out for me. But then we took it the second time and I passed, so yay. The written skill, I aced that. I don't even think I finished everything. I think like, because you need like a certain amount of points, and like I knew everything there is to know, so like that was easy. So when I was at BCIT, that was the only 2 things that I had to pay for, was my skill test and my written test. And a lot of my classmates actually didn't go and take that written test, so a lot of them didn't actually become a nurse aide, because you have to like do both of them, and that actually really helped me, because when I was in high school, I got my first ever nurse aide job. At the time, I was making good money. They was paying me $7 an hour. Like, now today, that is not gonna do. Okay, but it was my first ever job, and it wasn't my first ever job. It was my second job, but it was my first ever nurse aide job, and it was my I literally just got certified, so I didn't have no experience or whatsoever. So I was like, okay, I would take it. So yeah, so that first section was like different ways you could become a nurse aide, and basically everything that goes into becoming a nurse aide. Okay, I'm gonna list some skills for you guys. So you can make an occupied bed. An occupied bed is basically like you're making the bed with the resident or the patient in it. So yeah, it's really not that hard to make an occupied bed. You're gonna learn to make a bed by itself. like minoring corners in the healthcare field is really important. I remember in my health class, like one of my classmates, she was really good at monitoring her corners, and it was like always a competition between everyone and their corners. You also have like nail care. You do nail care for them, mouth care, you do feeding, you do dressing, because some people have like the weaker arm, so you have to know like which one to put on first. You also HIPAA. In every healthcare field you gotta do HIPAA. We had pulse. We had to do like breathing too. Hand washing, that should have been the first one. Hand washing is like a very important skill. Also like putting on and taking off your PPE. Also guys, you gotta have to learn how to use like the machine. Usually the most popular machine is like you have the Hoyer, and then you have the sit to stand. Like the Hoyer is for people like are totally dependent and you need 2 people in case like something happened, and then the sit to stand is like for people like who can stand but like need a little assistance. So those are like the 2 main machines you're gonna be using. So yeah, so those are like the summary of the skills that we learned, that we was taught. Next step, so now you know how to become a CNA, the potential ways and everything that involve. Now let's talk about actually being a CNA. So y'all, it's no easy thing. Like, and this is like a great field for you to start with, like if you want to be in the healthcare field. And like I'm so grateful that I have the experience that I have. I feel like I'm well experienced. So I got my certification in 2016, and I still have it up to now, and it's 2023. So like I'm not always gonna have it, obviously, when I advance, but like it's just been so nice having it, because like you really get to see a lot into the healthcare field. You get to deal with like a lot of different people, a lot of different residents. And for everybody who want to become a physician assistant, like this is a job that you could do to get patient care hours, which really worked out for me. And it's crazy because like a physician assistant wasn't what I wanted to do like originally. So I wanted to be like a doctor. I was like, I'm about to do all of that. Actually, everything just worked out so well. So this is actually like a great skill. So yeah, you really get to learn a lot. You get to see a lot. You get to witness a lot. But being in the healthcare field is not for the weak. Like you got to be strong mentally. You got to be strong emotionally. Like you're gonna have residents that you grow close to that's gonna die. You're gonna have rude people. You're gonna have racist people. You're gonna have people that fight. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. So like if you're going into the healthcare field, you're going into it for the right reason. Like yeah, we all want to make some great moolah, but it's not enough. It's not. Everything you have to deal with is not enough. And I'm just so thankful that I actually really love what I do. I love helping people. It's never anything to me, because it's like you can help yourself. So you know, because sometimes, you know, your resident will feel embarrassed. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But like, it's all right. Like, no, we all gotta go. We all gotta fart. Like, oh baby, we all gotta do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Like the only difference is you don't know what you have to do when you have to do it anymore. Like, and that's just a part of life, and that is totally fine. Like I have met some really great people. I had this one resident, she was so sweet. She was a God-fearing woman. I remember when I first met her, she was like, oh my god, are you Christian? I could see the glory of God all over you. And I was like, oh my god. I'm like, yes, I am. And like during COVID, she passed, and I was so devastated. I'm like, oh, like, yeah, she is an angel. So I just know that she is resting peacefully, and I will see her again. So it is all well. But yeah, so being a CNA, you could work like in a bunch of different settings. You have the hospital, you have the nursing home, of course, subacute, long-term, and rehab. I believe you could work like in different like little clinical places or like offices, because at the end of the day, you're providing like basic care needs for like residents and patient, and like a lot of different places need that. So yeah, those are some of the different places you can work. Being a nurse A, you can be staff or you can be agency, right? So I'm gonna explain that. Being staff is like, it could be full-time, part-time, or you could be per diem. But being like a staff job is like you're employed with the facility itself. So like you have access to like the first, depending, like if you full staff, you know, you're gonna have your set schedule, you know. If you part-time, you're gonna have your set schedule. If you per diem, you're gonna pick up as you like. And most of the time, most places need healthcare workers, so it's really not that hard to get your hours approved. But I find like with the staff job, you don't really make a lot of money. And personally, me, like being a CNA, like I never been full-time, ever been full-time. And I always told myself like I will never be full-time. Like it's as much as it is, like when I was telling you guys you have to be like strong and stuff, you also have to be strong physically. Like it's a lot of work. Like some of the people, like they're not like y'all. It's a lot of physical work, like moving people, all of that. So like just being set to like a set schedule, like so I like doing per diem. And like I was saying, I found like the staff job don't really pay as much. But that staff job, like you can expect to like work your hours, make good money, and most of them have benefits, so you're good with that. So now we have agency, which is what I do right now, and I am so in love with it. I am so in love with agency. So you could do travel, where you go to like different states and you work. You can apply and get your certification in different states, which is actually really nice. I didn't really know about that, like that they have travel agency. Like I know they have travel nurses, I know like they had travel nurse aide, and I think that's really cool and fire. Agency, they technically pay more. You basically pick up the shift you want, so you make your own schedule. Some of them have same day pay, so like you will work a shift and it's called same day pay, but most of the time you get paid the next day. Agency, actually they have benefits. Some agency don't have benefits, so it's kind of like so if you're looking for benefits, find an agency that have benefit, because not all the agency has benefit. So and like the only down part I would say about agency is that sometimes your shift get canceled, and like if you like planning your week or planning your time, it could really be like an inconvenience. And the thing with agency is you can always have more than one, okay? Because I have like 3 or so. I have like 3 or so. So yeah, so just find like the places that you like going, pick up there constantly. The more you work somewhere, the more you get to know the resident, the more you get to know the staff and all of that. And if you don't like seeing people every day, you can switch it or you can mix it up. And when staff A see agency A, they usually tend to want to give the agency people the harder assignment, because they're like, oh, you guys make the most money, and I always say to myself, like, you can work with agency too. You don't have to be staff. I personally, when I worked my staff job, even though I was per diem, I did complain about that, but I left now, and it's been a year, 2023. I left last year, and I could go back. And I was looking on some app, baby, the amount they paying now compared to what they was paying me ain't adding up, baby. I think when I left there, I'm trying to see, they still wasn't paid. They still wasn't paying good money. Now with my agency, baby, I be making bang. The most I made per hour with an agency was like $40. Like, baby, there's money in the nurse aide field, okay? You just gotta look for it. You just gotta be smart. These places will pay. Don't ever let them shortball you, okay? Like, no. And the thing with the reason why I stayed with my first job so long, I actually really liked it and stuff like that. And I was per diem, so I never really needed to work. But I feel like I was also scared of change. And like somebody I knew there was kind of installing that fear into me too. Like, oh, here it's easy. You don't know. No. When I tell y'all, most of these places are the same, okay? Most of these places are the same, okay? it really just depends on the resident they have and the people. So yeah, so I'm just happy I took that leap and I adventured out on my own, and it's been really rewarding for me. It's really been like a learning experience, and I just feel very well equipped now and ready for when I get my career job. And I'm just so thankful for it. Like, I will never look down on a nurse aide or anybody doing any job, because you know we need people. Like, you know, we have people pumping our gas. Like, I'm so thankful because it's freezing cold and you out there pumping my gas. Like, we have people at the cash register. Like, I'm so thankful. Like, sometimes you don't want to do self-checkout, or like you have certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have people working in the food. Like, don't ever sleep on what nobody is doing. Like, at the end of the day, everybody is out there trying to make a living, trying to do what's best for them. And some people take off sooner than others. Some people take off later, or like some people just don't want to do certain jobs, and that's completely okay. The healthcare field is not for everyone. I know a lot of y'all want to go into it and make money, but some people just shouldn't. Some of you guys are not, I don't know, you guys are not, like, you really have to be like compassionate, because this is really like, these are people's life you're playing with. Like, it's just so rewarding when I can make my residents or patient happy, have them smile. You know what I'm saying? I'm a goofball, so you know, I be done something for them. And when I try to do the best I can, try to provide the best care and just take my time with it. And yeah, so that is everything you need to know about being a CNA and what it's like, throwing in with some of my personal experience. Yeah, so I hope that this video helped you if you thinking about becoming a CNA, if you thinking about working staff or agency. And yeah, comment down if you want to ask me any questions, or if you have any concern, or if you just like to know more. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed listening as much as I did talking your ears off. And yeah, that is about it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications so you know every time your girl drop. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hey.